Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who appreciates a nice hot meal at a fair price, Pete Schwaba.
Hey, welcome to Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pete Schwaba, coming to you live from our state's capital, Madison, Wisconsin, tonight. Always fun to be in Madison doing Nite Lite. Madison needs to be lit up just like any other city in our amazing, wonderful state. So great to be here, and thank you. A shout out to everybody helping out here today. Mostly Aaron Zommers, just in the studio here today too. How you doing, buddy? He's checking mics.
I'm doing well.
I'm putting you on the spot. I'm sorry.
This one pair of headphones is not working right.
Something's going on. But I know you're the man and you're on it. So a shout out to Aaron Zommers. And we have got, this is exciting too, because I've worked with several producers here at Civic Media in my short time here, all of them more than capable. As you folks know, the K-Man is our normal producer, Conrad Krieger. But tonight, filling in is someone I've never worked with before and who doesn't like me personally. So this will be really interesting. I'm kidding. Dom, tell us about Dom. What's your last name?
Last name Lee, L-E-E.
Dom Lee. Dominic Lee, actually. Do you go by Dom or Dominic?
I go by Dom. My parents call me Dom, so I kind of stick with the whole Dom spiel. I like
Okay.
that. I like that. But yeah, you want to know a little bit about me?
I want to know everything about you, dude. And we've got 2 hours and we've got 4 hours of material that we have to cram into there. So, yeah, how are you? It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too. Yeah, so a little bit about me. I just graduated college.
Wow.
From the University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh.
Oh, yeah.
Go Titans, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I graduated with a radio, TV, film major, and now I'm here at Civic Media. I love soccer. I love animals,
nice.
specifically cats, and
Wow.
I like wearing stuff that's way too warm for me at, how warm it is outside. I'm wearing a whole sweater.
Do you not get out much? You got a sweater on.
Sometimes I wear a beanie, so, you're lucky I'm not wearing a beanie right now. I'm lucky, so.
Well, that's great. I think. So you've just started here at Civic Media. That's very exciting.
I just started, just a few weeks ago.
Did you think you'd have this cool of a job this fast out of college?
I didn't. I am very lucky. I am very fortunate. Thank you.
I had nothing to do with it, but I'm glad they found you. My wife went to UW Oshkosh, and we met at the end of college. So I road tripped up there a couple times when I was a senior. We hit bars called Buffalo Breath.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still there?
I think that is. Yeah, I
God,
think it is.
really?
Yeah, yep. And then there's a few. There's Kelly's, which is kind of run down.
Yeah.
Rundown bar, but
Sure.
there's quite a lot there. It's
All right.
it's fun. It's fun for a smaller school.
Are you a fine, upstanding young citizen? Like you would never go out and have too many drinks?
No, not. I don't think I've ever done that ever in my lifetime.
Okay.
Ever. So
Well, good, because there's a lot of temptation along State Street here. So well, it's good to be working with you. Thank you for filling in.
No
On
problem.
behalf of Conrad, I thank you. And we'll have a lot of fun tonight and tomorrow night, too. I've got
Absolutely,
you, right?
yeah,
All
I'm here
right.
tomorrow,
You'll
too.
be an old pro by then.
absolutely.
Are John and Gordy nice to you in the morning?
Oh no, no, they're very very rude to me,
guy's
especially
just-
John. I something about John. You always keep your eye on him.
Salty.
Always. Salty
Very-
That's a
guy.
good way to put it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing. I am a bridge builder here at Civic Media. Now you just said something about them. They've kind of said a few things to me about you, but I'm here to patch things up. And I'm kidding. They love you. We love you, buddy. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Pete.
Got a fun show tonight, folks. We've got 3 guests, and I'm excited to have all of them on the show. As usual, we've got a nice mix tonight. Joining me at 6:35 will be Cat Rhapsody. She is the lead singer and guitarist for Cat and the Hurricane. Cat will be here at 6:35. They're just a phenomenal band. I've heard them briefly on Bar Band Friday night. I think Terry brought some of their stuff like about a year ago. And I absolutely fell in love with this band. They are so fun. They have such a great sound. And we're gonna talk with Cat at 6:35, and we're gonna play a couple of their tunes too. So a great band. They'll be performing all over the state, especially during Pride Month. They are a queer folk indie. I don't know if I got folk right, but indie rock. They have a great sound, so you're not going to want to miss that interview. That is at 6:35. At 7:05, James Runde, local filmmaker, Madison filmmaker, James Runde joins the show. He's got a new project he's going to talk about for a few minutes, but he's coming to us from northern Wisconsin. I usually have James in the studio here when I'm in Madison, but he also has a gig with PBS, and is a very talented filmmaker and also a very talented singer-songwriter. So we'll talk to James for a quick hit. We'll do at 7:05 and touch base with James. And then at 7:20, Daryl Burnett will be here. And Daryl's great. This is fun. I talked to this guy on the phone the other day. He has he works. All right, this is weird, and I'm going to have him explain this when he comes into the studio, because he works for the Green Bay. He's the curator at the Green Bay Automobile Gallery up in Green Bay, but he lives in Madison the other half of the week. So it just so happened that a typically local guest in Green Bay is going to be our local guest here tonight. In the studio, they have movie cars. They have great displays. It's going to be a blast talking to Daryl, and he's a big movie fan too. So there's your show. Great guests. As usual, here at Nite Lite, and great to have you as well. I want to give a shout out to Matt Rothschild. Dom, I said Rothschild. I did put a plural at the end because Aaron told me it's not Rothschild, it's Rothschild.
Well, I think I messed that up a few times too.
Matt's so laid back. I don't think he cares that much. My last name is Schwaba. People have been torturing it my whole life, so I feel like a connection with Matt there. But I know he's driving home. He said he was going to be listening, and now when I see him tomorrow, I'm going to make sure he was listening.
You have a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. Actually, it's no pressure. But Matt's a good guy. So anyway, great show tonight. Great to have you. We're going to get right to our question of the night, I think. Were we able to locate that intro music? Or
I might be not right
no
now.
Pressure, Dom.
Yep.
Listen, we'll get through this.
We'll get through it. Let me take a look.
All right, take a look. I'll talk about something else. I was driving down to Madison yesterday. I left Marinette, and I mean, it was like in my car, it said 96 degrees. And this is in northern Wisconsin, northeast Wisconsin. All of a sudden, all these cars pull over quickly, like hit the brakes. I was like, oh, God, no, there's an accident. What is going on? And everyone's pulling over to the shoulder. I don't see police lights or anything like that. And as I get closer, I realize the road buckled. It looked like someone took a jackhammer and just went straight across Highway 41 in the southbound lanes. It was horrible. And a lot of cars, I think, sustained damage because they didn't see it coming. I got so lucky. They pulled over. I slowed down. I went around it in the shoulder and was able just to keep going. But I bet there were 10 or 12 cars that probably sustained serious damage because of the road buckling from the heat. And I saw 3 or 4 instances of that all the way down to Madison yesterday. Not as bad as that, though. So I hope they got that figured out. The police were just arriving on the scene. And it didn't look like anybody was seriously hurt, but I would imagine there was serious car damage. So that was unfortunate. So whatever you're doing, folks, and I immediately called everybody in my family. I'm like, if you're driving on the highway, this is a serious thing. I never had encountered anything like that. I know it happens, but it was not on my radar as something I should be looking out for as the good citizen and defensive driver that I am. So be careful if you're on the roadways today. I think most of the heat is behind us, but just a precaution. And Dom, any luck?
No luck.
We don't have to do. You know what? It's not a big deal. We're going to do the question either way. We don't need the fancy schmancy intro music. We'll just get right to tonight's question. And I hope you guys have fun with this because, Dom, I'm just telling you, our listeners love food questions.
Okay.
I don't get what it is. We talk movies a lot, TV, all kinds of stuff. But when we have a good food question, people go nuts. It's really fun.
Let's hear it.
So tonight's question is, in honor of National Onion Rings Day, what's your favorite side order?
National. Wow.
And most people go fries. Some people go onion rings, cheese curds, whatever, salad, coleslaw, potato salad. My favorite is a pretty much all-American favorite. It's just a baked potato with butter.
Wow.
That's all I'm going to say.
That's great. That is amazing.
It's a fine side dish. Do you have one? You have one you can?
Do I have?
We can come back to you too. You can think about it.
So
for a while.
Do I have a good side dish? That was the question, right?
Correct. What is your favorite side dish? Let's say you get a burger, or even if it's like pasta or a steak or something.
When it's weird, I would have to go. It is weird. It is very weird, and I have to go with applesauce. good old applesauce, a little bit of cinnamon on top,
Yeah.
and I can just take that for the ride for the
I
next
love
few
it.
hours, and it'll fuel me up.
It's not crazy weird, but it's just weird enough that it's going to be probably a rare answer tonight. That's great. All right, that's it, folks. What are your, let us know on the text line, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. What is your favorite side order? You can also text us on the app. If you don't have it, you should. Very easy to use. You can take all your Civic Media stations and hosts with you wherever you go. We are on statewide, so just click the little icon right next to the station you're listening on and let us know what your favorite side order is. And if you are watching on YouTube, Facebook, or on Twixter, you can text us right on the stream, and we will read your response on the radio. If you're there, give us a like or follow if you're so inclined. Always good to get likes and follows, and we will we'll read those. I think I want to say like French fries will be number one, but I don't know. Does Aaron have a favorite side, or is he busy trying to work?
That's a tough one. But French fries are probably gonna have to be number one. I do love anything with potatoes, and I crave
Same.
the salt.
Same.
I need the salt.
I wish I didn't, but I'm so with you there. Even when I get like a haystack, I love haystack onion rings. When you get those like that really lightly battered, I put so much salt on those, and I could just inhale them, and then nobody wants to be around you for the rest of the night. But it's a lovely side item. All right, so there you go. That's our question of the night. I have to say this. I talked to someone a couple days ago, and I know they're not listening because they're probably. Well, I just know we have our differences. It's a neighbor, and they kept saying, they're telling a story, and they kept saying, well, flash forward. And they said flash forward about 4 or 5 times in the course of 3 minutes. And do you have something like that? Like it's fast forward, not flash forward. And all I wanted to do was get out of the conversations. I didn't say anything. I just let them jaw and say flash forward. Well, flash forward 3 years later. It's not flash forward. You don't use a fastball, but when you used to take a camera picture.
Flash forward.
Flash forward. Well, flash forward. I should do a question about that because so many people get like those little cliches wrong. It's kind of funny. And then I saw this. I was walking on State Street last night. My son was in town too. We went to get a bite to eat. And right down the street here, a coffee shop, I see a sign that says no loitering. It's a coffee shop. That's all people do in coffee shops is loiter. Most coffee shops, you don't even have to buy anything. You just go in there and set up shop. And maybe that's what they mean. But I'm like, God, no loitering. That's what coffee shops are for. Crazy. I also saw the movie 28 Years Later over the weekend. Just opened last weekend. Had a very good opening. Was not able to dethrone How I Trained Your Dragon, How I Met Your Dragon, How I Trained Your Mother, How to Train Your Dragon. It did not dethrone How to Train Your Dragon. That's a juggernaut of a box office film. But 28 Years Later is good. I really enjoyed it. And I say this all the time. I say I'm not a zombie movie guy, but maybe I am because I do check these out time to time. So we will, are we out of time already?
We are
20
already
seconds?
out of 20
Oh,
seconds.
what the heck is going on
Yeah,
here?
look, we've been speeding,
All right.
man.
Dom, you took too long introducing yourself. All right, we're going to come back and read your text. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba coming to you live from Madison on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Yeah, Pete, we weren't able to find that.
That's okay.
We weren't able to find it. Tomorrow, when I get in, I'll
Don't
I'll
worry.
check it out.
You know what? And I can have him send it to you. And I didn't want you to panic. That's why I asked Aaron because he's produced when I've been down here. And I just couldn't remember if we had used it. It's really not a big deal for one night. So, and it's nothing on you. So don't worry about it.
Okay, sweet.
Also, if you want to call in, the phone lines didn't switch over for some reason.
Ugh.
So I'll put another number on the screen there.
Call that number if they want to call in.
Yeah.
The 608? 608.
608 680
9088. Well, that's easy to remember. We should have that. 9088. Yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. Thank you, sir. Thursday.
Do you know when she's on, Pete? Kat?
6:35.
6:35.
I asked her to sign in a couple minutes early,
Okay,
so
perfect.
we can.
Perfect. We gotta. Yep. Cool. 20 seconds.
Okay.
Another night, another dream, but always you. It's like a vision of love that seems to be true.
Welcome
Another
back.
night, another
This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me on this Monday night, coming to you live from downtown Madison. A wonderful place to light up during the night or the evening, as it were. Great to be back in Madison, as always. Riding shotgun tonight instead of Conrad is Dom Lee. Dom or Dominic?
Dom.
Dom. All right.
Nice and
Dom
simple.
Lee.
Dom
6
Lee.
letters in the whole damn name. You gotta love that.
My
You
parents did wonders there.
Yeah, you'll never have to spell that for anyone unless they're like, borderline. Hey, I want to make a quick announcement here, folks. We were having an issue with the phone lines because they were still going to Green Bay or whatever. For whatever reason, we have a new phone number just for tonight, I believe. It's 608 688 9088. 608 688 9088. So if you'd like to call in, and we'd love it when you do, call us at that number for tonight, and we will hopefully get the phone thing squared away for tomorrow. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite side order? It is National Onion Rings Day. My wife is an onion ring person. I typically do fries or a baked potato. If it's a more upscale place, I'll order a baked potato because you ain't getting no baked potato and no diner, typically. But I'll typically do that, and sometimes I'll get fries. But Dom says applesauce.
It's so, you said it was just weird enough.
It's just weird enough.
But it's not like over the top. It's not something completely crazy.
But like you get that with a burger?
I get that with a burger.
Nice.
Yeah. And I make my burgers at home, and I normally have the big tub of applesauce, just pour it on, and I call it a
Industrial
day.
size. That's awesome. I was not expecting that. I was expecting like a coleslaw, maybe even green beans for people tonight. We'll still probably get a few of those, but applesauce is great. Coming up at 6:35, Cat Rhapsody will be here. They are the lead singer and guitarist for the band Cat and the Hurricane, a great band. We featured them on Nite Lite before when Terry Barr has been on a Friday night to do a bar band Friday night. Cat will be here at 6:35. We're going to play a couple of Cat and the Hurricane's songs, and we'll have a nice conversation with Cat too. Very excited to talk to them about Cat and the Hurricane. So Barb from Waukesha texted, and she says, hi, definitely sweet potato fries, a very healthy, well, actually a healthier option. I don't know how healthy sweet potato fries are. I know sweet potatoes are phenomenal for you, but I think they're still deep fried. But either way, healthier than regular fries and pretty delicious too. Coleslaw is a close second, says Barb from Waukesha. Barb, great to hear from you. And hash browns with onions. See, I was listening, says Matt Rothschild.
That's a good choice, too. That's a really
That's a
good
great
choice. That's a
choice.
great choice.
You know what they make in up in Marinette at like the supper clubs? They'll have like hash browns with cheddar cheese and sour cream in them.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
Don't even get me
I'm
started.
not a huge dairy guy, but when that is when it's together, when it doesn't overtake the potato element of the side, the hash browns. It's dynamite.
Yeah. It just sounds good too, right? Applesauce doesn't even sound that good. But that, oh my.
Applesauce doesn't, well, I mean, applesauce, yeah, I don't know. You know what, Matt? Dom, Matt's on. You know, I'm glad I gave Matt a shout out because I don't think we would have heard this answer tonight.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't know, Matt. That's a good one. That might be I may have to replace baked potato. Hash browns. Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry. He says hash browns with onions. I don't know if I read that part. That's phenomenal, too.
That's
a little
still
garlic
good, yeah.
in there. It's great.
Yeah.
No, it just reminded me of this other hash brown dish. Thank you, Matt. Drive safely, buddy. Hope you have a safe trip home. Cindy says phone not working. Yes, just a reminder, Cindy, call us at 608-688-9088 if you need to get a hold of us via what I like to call the telephone. Monica from Mount Horeb, she's in the 608. She says hash brown. There we go. Hash browns with cheddar cheese and tapatio sauce. Oh, man, that's great. I've never had that.
Yeah, I've never even heard what that is. It sounds good, though.
Tapatio is just a great hot sauce. Like, it far surpasses like Tabasco or even I'm trying to think what all the new craze was. Not Tapatio. What's that hot sauce? The red stuff. People call it. I'm totally flaking out, but it's like
sure.
It's kind of all the rage right now. It's in every Thai restaurant you go to, and I'm totally blanking. One of our texters, whenever I have a brain block like this, one of our texters always helps me out. And on the stream, Terry Barr, our pal Terry Barr, who introduced me to our guest at 6:35, Cat Rhapsody. Terry says, side, potato salad. Terry is one of those. I can't do potato salad. I don't know what it is.
I can't either. It's just something about it. And for me, honestly, coleslaw, not a huge fan of it. I
Really?
respect other people for liking it,
Okay.
but I just can't get into it.
Yeah, don't be a hater. I'm with you though. I don't like cold potatoes. I never have. But I like but people love potato. My wife loves potato salad. My mom loves potato salad. And it's one of those things like when your mom invites you over for burgers or for Sunday dinner and she's like, yeah, I'll make some potato salad. You don't say, Mom, nobody likes potato salad except you, because that's just a jerky thing to say. You sneak in potato chips on the side so you have those and you can enjoy yourself too. But Terry, you can like whatever you want because I'm excited to talk to Cat Rhapsody tonight. So thank you for that invitation. And Dave Kunish on the stream says cheese curds. That's interesting. That's an interesting one because cheese curds kind of are standalone also, but they can also be a side. I don't really eat them with burgers or anything, but I'll have them as an appetizer.
Yeah, if I had a cheeseburger and cheese curds, I feel like it's too much cheese. It's
Too much.
overbearing. But I do like cheese curds by itself.
And you get that like Culver's has the cheddar burger. Or no, the curder burger. That's what it's called.
Yep.
That's too much. That's insane. All right. Cat Rhapsody is here, folks, after the news. Very excited. This is a great band, Cat and the Hurricane. We featured them on a Bar Band Friday night many moons ago, and Terry Barr introduced us to Cat and the Hurricane, and Cat Rhapsody, the front person for Cat and the Hurricane, will be here. She is they are the lead singer and guitarist. So very excited to talk to Cat. That's coming up after the news. We've got James Runday at 7:05 and all kinds of fun stuff happening here on Nite Lite Live from Madison. It's Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 The present has no ribbon.
All right. Let me put that on here.
Yeah, just check her levels or whatever. Make sure.
Absolutely.
Testing 1, 2.
Hello.
Hello.
We've got Cat Rhapsody.
Hello again. Good
Hey,
to see
Kat.
y'all.
Nice to meet you. I am such a fan. I don't know if you heard right before I went to the break, Terry Barr brought on Cat and the Hurricane music several months ago. We do this segment called Bar Band Friday Night, and Terry joins us. And I'm a big fan. I really appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. This is my second time chatting with you, so I'm happy to be back.
I knew it.
Yes.
Were you on during the Bar Band Friday Night segment?
I think so. I was also in a car, so you got me at a good time, so I can actually
Yes.
like set up and have a nice sound and look and all that. So
That's awesome. All right. Well, one of these days, if you want, I would love to have you come in, either just you or the whole band or whatever. It would be fun. But
Yeah.
this is
I'm
great.
I'm fairly certain we'll be up in Green Bay in September, actually.
Oh, that's great too.
For a Pride event.
Very cool. And you've got several Pride events you're performing at this month too, right? Still to come, right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, Saturday we have Sheboygan,
Okay.
and Sunday, if I have my dates correct, we have 2 back-to-backs, Saturday, Sunday. So Sheboygan on Saturday, Oshkosh on Sunday, and then we actually have a third show. We are actually going to be opening for Gully Boys at the Gamma Ray in Madison, Wisconsin, and we're really excited about that one.
Nice. When is that?
That's Monday the 30th.
Okay. And what's the event in Sheboygan and Oshkosh? Just Pride Fest, or is there a specific?
Pride festivals. Yep.
Pride festivals. Awesome. Anything else you want me to? I mean, I've got my own questions, but if you want me to ask you about a new song, album, I know we've got a couple songs of yours we'll play, but if there's anything specifically you want me to mention, I'm happy to do it. Yeah.
I'm Cat and the Hurricane is working on a collaboration song with another band from Madison called Line, Line, all caps. They're dear friends of ours, and we've been friends for years, and we're working on a song. We haven't truly announced it. We've like soft launched it on like YouTube and Patreon and all that, but that is something to look forward to. It's called Life of the Party.
Cool.
And then we also have a couple of remix songs coming out. Basically, we took our album and we brought it to like 10 of our friends and asked them to remix each one of the songs of the album. Got it out. That was released in October of last year. So
Nice.
We've already got 2 out. We've got one dropping next month, July for the 4th of July. We're releasing another new remix. We're gonna release a couple of remixes throughout the summer, and then by I think September, October, we'll drop the whole album. So it's just like a remix album that we can just put out on streaming. And
very cool. And you guys just won like a whole bunch of Madison Area Music Awards. Was that this year? You won 5?
Yes, that was literally how many Sundays ago?
A couple weeks ago, right? Or not even?
That was last Sunday. Last Sunday.
Okay.
Yes, we won 5, and I actually have one here with me right now. We kind of divvied them up between whoever has the most wall space. Clearly,
Right.
my wall space is pretty scarce right now, but I do have a complete list of those awards if you wanted to, like, I guess read those off, or I can say them as well.
Sure. I'll ask you about them and then just, go to town. This is great.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
All right. Very cool. We'll be back in just about a minute or so.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thanks, Kat. Welcome back. This is a Monday night version of Nite Lite, folks. It's slightly different than a Tuesday version or a Wednesday version in that they're different days. Other than that, it's the same old Nite Lite, except we are live from downtown Madison tonight. Always fun to be in Madison doing the show. Coming up in the second hour, local musician and filmmaker James Runday will be here. He's going to pop on for a few minutes and tell us about his new film he's working on. Always great to talk to James. And then Daryl Burnett from the Green Bay Automobile Gallery will be here at 7:20 in studio talking about really cool stuff. up at their Green Bay facility and events they have coming up and movie cars and all kinds of fun stuff. We talk about movies quite a bit here. So I will try to tie anything to movies. And my next guest's music, their band, Cat and the Hurricane, I don't know if they've had music of theirs in movies yet, but they should because it is outstanding. And it is my pleasure now to welcome the lead singer and guitarist from Cat and the Hurricane, Cat Rhapsody, with the coolest name I've ever heard. Cat, welcome.
Thank you so much, Pete. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you again, too. I'm glad you reminded me. I know we featured your music on here, but I had completely forgotten about that car conversation we had when Terry brought you on and you were in the car. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
But it's great to have your undivided attention now when you're not weaving in and out of traffic. So a much safer atmosphere here. So
For the listeners, I was parked.
Oh, you were? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's good. So, Cat, it's great to see you. What is Cat Rhapsody? I don't even care if it's your real name. It's just a really, Pete Schwaba, there's nothing exotic about my name. One of our listeners says you have to wet your lips to say my last name properly. I don't even know what that means. But Cat Rhapsody, I'm working with a guy named Dom Lee tonight. You guys both have cool names, so it's good
Thank you so much. Yes,
I appreciate that.
this is just a stage name for Cat and the Hurricane.
It works.
If you want to know my real name, you'll have to pay me money. No, I'm just kidding.
You don't have to divulge any information that would get you in trouble tonight, Cat. I don't want to do that. You could be on the lam for all I know. Tell us about Cat and the Hurricane for listeners who either missed those segments or haven't heard of you guys. How did the band form? And then we'll get into, you guys have won a host of awards. We'll get to that. We're going to play some of your music, but how did you guys form?
Well, I started Cat and the Hurricane in October of 2015. It was just me. I was just doing solo stuff. I was just coming off of being in a band for about 3-ish years that kind of just dissolved over time. And I was the only one in that group of people that didn't already have a pre-existing project. So I took to using my friend and his resources to put an album together in a basement, and that ended up being the first album that I ever had, which is Miles Away, that you can find on all streaming platforms. Very much a baby version of what Cat and the Hurricane used to be. And from there, I knew I felt really lonely in doing the solo thing. So I knew that I wanted to branch out and find new band members. And that's when in 2018, I walked into my favorite open mic that I had been attending for years. And I saw Benjamin Rose for the very first time. And we had just happened to be in Janesville at the right time, at the right moment. And we became friends. We started playing out together. And then it wasn't until 2019 when Benjamin moved up to Madison first. And then I followed up in August of 2019 when I met Alex, our drummer. And since then, we've been grinding ever since. And unfortunately, 2019 came at a time of like, we were getting ready to go on our first tour and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
But so we had to make live streaming work. And that also like devolved into so many wonderful things and relationships, even though, you know, with the bleakness of the time. But really, truly, it's just been like the solid three of us with some, interchangeable members from time to time. But yeah, it's been us since 2019, and now we're in 2025, and it's just been such an crazy journey of getting to this moment right now.
Wow, that's so great. So, Cat and the Hurricane consists of Cat Rhapsody, my guest, and you mentioned Benjamin Rose and drummer Alex Nelson, and occasionally accompanied by singer Candace Griffin.
My best friend of 10 years, over 10 years
nice.
now.
So, when you guys came here, was that because Madison has a good music scene, or does it help you to be here? Have you thought about going other places, or are you fine being here? You've won a slew of awards here in Madison, so that was obviously a good move.
Yeah. So Benjamin and I were both from Janesville, and to be honest, there's really just nothing going on in Janesville. Also, Janesville has its own problems with systemic racism and just straight up homophobic and transphobia. So if we had stayed there, I don't believe that we would have been on the same path as we are now. It just wasn't, it just didn't have the thing that we needed. And Madison is just so much more open-minded, and the music community here is bustling. There are things happening, there are events, people are organizing. And so I think we really found the place where we truly belong. And Alex was already here.
Okay.
So in 2019, I ended up moving in with them. They'd only ever played on an e-kit. I was like, hey, do you want to play drums? They're like, I don't have a real kit. And I was working at a music store at the time, and I bought them a drum kit. And I said, all right, you have a drum kit now. Be in my band.
You had to bribe them, basically. It sounds like. So, all right, you guys have been together since 2017. You're an all queer and trans synth rock indie pop band. Is that a competitive like brand? I mean, that's who you guys are, but is there competition between other bands that can say that, or are there not many bands that identify like that?
I think that there's not a lot of competition for us because there aren't a lot of like solid queer and trans bands that are like doing the same exact thing as us. So it's like we don't see this competition. We just see it as an opportunity to work with other queer and trans bands, whether it's the same genre, whether it's punk, whether it's like alternative. It doesn't matter. We are not afraid of playing with all genres on a lineup, because that just
Right.
makes it more enticing for anybody to come out to a Cat and Hurricane show. They can expect any kind of genre on any given lineup at any given time.
Great answer. And I didn't mean competition. I meant it in the sense that like all bands are trying to get seen, and they're really competing against themselves. And you have to put out good music regardless
Sure.
of who is in your band. But it is Pride Month. You guys do have some big dates coming up this month that people can still take advantage of seeing you guys live. Tell us about this Saturday in Sheboygan, right?
Yes. So, yes, this Saturday is Sheboygan. We're going to be playing with the Traveling Suitcase, and I believe our good friends from Line are also going to be up in Sheboygan with us. So that's going to be a great time. It's being put on by Paradigm. They've had to work really hard to push back against the city about even being allowed to have this gathering.
Really?
Because again, as you can see in the political climate that we have today,
Yeah.
people will say anything, do anything to try to like impede on us just like having our own celebration that's not really like directly affecting them until they come into our
Correct.
spaces and make it about them. Because right, so the point is like to center queer and trans people. And I don't know, there's just something about that really just irks straight people. It makes them angry, and that's very sad. But that's why we keep doing it. We can't stop because
Absolutely.
we're here and we deserve to be
Absolutely.
prideful, be joyful, and gather.
And you're right. Like, don't
But then
go.
on
If
Sunday,
Go ahead.
exactly, like
Yeah.
you're invited, obviously, and you're invited.
Sure.
But if you're invited, you need to act right. You need to,
Right.
you know, come correct, because it's supposed to be a warm and welcoming, gathering for anybody. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Do you guys, when you were talking about that, Cat, I could see the ire coming up a little bit. Have you, like, how much of your songwriting is affected by what you guys go through?
Well, I'll speak for Got It Out specifically, because we on that album have a little bit more of politically charged songs, because we were writing these songs like starting in 2020 all the way up until now. And even though we released it at the end of 2023 now, or I'm sorry, 2024, they're still very relevant to exactly what's happening today. And we'll continue to keep writing about our personal experiences of living and existing as queer and trans people in this political climate. We have to. It's not that we're like, it's not just because we're queer and trans, but we are a band that is queer and trans. So there is a lot of it that, does surround the identity. But what we always say when we get on stage is that we just want to be the representation that we needed when we were kids, because we know there are
Right.
queer and trans kids that are growing up in America that feel very alone. And if we can get up on a stage in front of a kid that needs something or a song to hang on to know that, they're going to be okay, and that they can too live to be a happy, healthy, grown trans or queer adult. You know, we want to show them that that is possible.
Sure. Absolutely. My guest is Cat Rhapsody. They are the lead singer and guitarist in the band Cat and the Hurricane. Let's hear. Oh, do we have time, or should we wait till after the break? We can play. Let's play some. I really want to hear
Let's play a
Caffeine.
little. Yeah, let's play some minutes.
All right,
Let's do
and
it.
we'll tune it out. Give me 20 seconds to fade it out, and I'll introduce the next segment because I want to hear more of our guest's music too. So
Absolutely.
here's Cat the Hurricane.
Can anybody tell me when my dreams became nightmares? Gonna take on the world. Right now I'm taking on myself. Incessantly haunted by the things that I once loved. Secondhand smoke and rum on my clothes. I can still smell him. Is this the caffeine and alcohol in my blood? Or is it some kind of divine punishment? 'Cause I said I'd be okay this time. I tried, I lied, I still get high off of coming undone. I've built homes with lions, but I still lay down with wolves. Never been this guarded, but I still hate to sleep alone. Maybe I could breathe better if you just take off my shirt. Secondhand smoke and rum on my clothes. I can still smell him. Is this the caffeine and alcohol in my blood? Or is it some kind of divine punishment? 'Cause I said I'd be okay this time. I tried, I lied, I still get high off of coming undone. Secondhand smoke and
That is. I love that song, Cat. We are coming right back. Cat Rhapsody is here. We're going to hear another tune after a very short break here, and we'll tell you where you can see Cat and the Hurricane and about all their awards they won last weekend. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite.
love, caffeine, God, alcohol.
That's a great song.
I love that tune.
Great song.
Hey, Dom, can we?
Thank
I'd like
you.
to- It's Cat. It's awesome. We'll talk. I want to mention Pride festivals they're playing at again, and then I want to ask Cat about the awards they won, and maybe we can go out on the second song too. Just
The same thing. Yeah, I like that.
not the same or the same thing we did, but with the
Different
other
song.
song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
and I'll thank Cat. We'll play the song. Is that sound good, Cat? And then we'll just go to the break with the tune.
That sounds great.
okay.
Awesome.
fantastic.
Yeah, that sounds great. Caffeine and Alcohol, that's actually a Benjamin Rose original. They wrote that in like 2017 and then brought it to us. It was a piano ballad. And then we turned it into that.
Has that gotten like a lot of internet play or like I come from a film background. I could totally see that in a movie. Like that song should be in a movie, you know.
Yeah, it is currently sitting at a little bit over 250,000 streams on Spotify.
Fantastic.
It's our best performing song right now.
I think that's the song Terry brought to Bar Band Friday night. I just totally fell in love with it. It's a great tune.
Thank you. I will. I'll be telling Benjamin that. I mean,
Yeah,
of course,
please.
they literally won Pop Song of the Year and Song of the Year for Caffeine and Alcohol. So it's like it's
Wow.
clearly a favorite. Yeah.
So when was that written? Was that I was under the impression that was an older, not that it matters, but I thought that was an older song.
It is an older song. Yeah, Ben wrote it in 2015 or 17.
Okay.
It
But you
wrote
guys
it
won
long
the
before they
award-
met me and Alex.
Okay, but you won an award for it this year?
Yes,
Okay.
because we released it when we released the Got It Out album.
Okay. All right, we'll talk about
And
that
then
too.
the Got It Out album came out October of when did that come out now? I should
24?
I should look that up. Yeah, October of 2024. Yeah.
Okay.
1 minute.
Okay. All right, we're coming right back, Kat.
Cool.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a
Welcome back.
smoke, and she's taking a drag.
This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite coming to you live from beautiful Madison, Wisconsin tonight, overlooking State Street. Gorgeous night. Things are cooling off a little bit, but not here on Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got Cat Rhapsody for a few more minutes. They are the lead singer and guitarist of the band Cat and the Hurricane. We just heard the song. Is it Coffee and Alcohol or Alcohol and Coffee? I always get confused. Coffee and Alcohol.
Caffeine and Alcohol.
Caffeine and Alcohol.
Yes.
All right. So that is one of my favorite tunes. I love that song. You just won an award for that song. Your band did. Tell us about all the success you had at the most recent Madison Area Music Awards, which just happened and you guys cleaned up.
Yes, it was so much fun. So first of all, it was the first time for me and the band to be going to the Atwood Music Hall, and it's just gorgeous. So very
That's what I
happy
hear.
to know that we have another venue here in Madison, which is wonderful. And yeah, we went and we saw so many of our friends. We saw really great bands perform. And yes, I actually have one of the awards right here with me now.
Oh, nice.
This is what all 5 of them looked like, and this one in particular is 2025 Performer of the Year.
Wow.
So I took this one, and then we spread out the other ones amongst the other band members. But in order, it's Song of the Year, Caffeine and Alcohol, Pop Song of the Year, Caffeine and Alcohol, Pop Album, Got It Out, Performer of the Year, and then Rock Performer. So that is 5 Mama Awards that we walked away with last Sunday, and we are so honored to represent Madison.
What do you do with that, Kat? You've got 5 awards. Does that just up your price at clubs? Does it make you want to go out into the world even more? I mean, the awards are great, but what do you do with them to propel the band forward?
I mean, just the representation of like, we're from Madison, and reminding people that there is a very lively, bustling music scene here. Because I
Yeah.
feel like Madison sometimes is seen as like a flyover city. It absolutely is not. It's really up and coming, especially with the smaller local venues that have opened up in the recent couple years here. Like Atwood Music Hall and like Gamma Ray has been vital to the revitalization of the music scene here.
Right. All right. So for people that want to see you guys live, you're performing a few more Pride Fest dates here in Wisconsin. You've got Sheboygan this Saturday at Pride Fest, Sunday in Oshkosh at Pride Fest, and then Madison on June 30th. So, where can people get tickets
Yes.
for the shows?
So the Pride events are going to be free. So you can catch us in Sheboygan and Oshkosh free of charge. As for our Monday night, June 30th show is going to be at the Gamma Ray Bar, and you can find all of the information on gammaray.bar. That's the website
Okay.
link, or you can find all of the information to finding tickets and times and all of that on catandthehurricane.com.
That's fantastic. I want to close with another one of your songs called Sorry That I'm Like This, another great tune. But I have to ask you, as an openly all queer or trans band, are you hesitant to go into areas that are less friendly? I've never understood people that Colin Kaepernick takes a knee. I'm never watching football again. Bruce Springsteen sings about the working man. I'm never listening to him again. What openly queer and trans bands have, I think, is like that tenfold with the adversity you guys face. Does that make you not want to perform places, or do you want to go in there even more then?
That's a great question. We know that we can't live our entire lives in fear. It is scary sometimes when we do leave Madison. Madison has been very wonderful to us. We feel comfortable here. We feel safe here. But yeah, when we do go out on tour, it is a lot it's a lot of logistics of like, who are we playing with and what venue? And is the venue a warm and welcoming place for people like us? And then on top of that, we have to think about where we're going to stop to eat food and sit down. We have to think about where we're going to lay our heads at night. We have to think about where we're going to stop to go to the bathroom. Those are just all things that we do have to think about on a regular basis. And I think the best way for like we'll say our heterosexual siblings is to keep asking your queer and trans people in your life how they're doing.
Yeah.
Ask us how we're doing and if we need anything, and let them know that you're listening and that you see them and that you understand that we have to think about so many more things than an average person has to think about before they leave their house in the morning. And so when we get up on stage, we remind people like we're here, we're queer, and it's not the end all be all that we are queer and trans, but like we are who we are on top of being the representation of our community. So, you know, every day is a new surprise of like who we're going to meet out there. Just keep asking questions and keep checking in on your queer and trans friends. We need you now more than ever.
Kat, I love the answer. I love the music. You say Madison's been good to you. You guys have been good to Madison too. So keep up the great work. And we're going to close this segment with part of your song, Sorry That I'm Like This, another great tune. This is Kat and the Hurricane taking us to break. Thank you so much for being on the show tonight. And I look forward to one day having you guys in the studio. That would be
Thank you.
So, all right. Thanks so much, Kat.
We'll make it happen. Thank you so much.
All right. We're coming right back.
Thank you so much, Kat. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good night, y'all. I'll let you know when we're up in the Green Bay area.
Will do. Awesome.
Thanks,
awesome.
Kat. Much appreciated.
Pete said thanks.
Absolutely. Have a good night.
See you later. Yep, you too.
I hear some typing on the keyboard.
Hello, James.
Yes, cool.
Hey.
Somebody.
How are you? Sorry about
How are
that.
you doing? No, that's okay. I was just
Good,
like
good.
making sure I was in the right place. I had no problem.
Yep. Yeah, he's I think Pete's going to the bathroom right now. So I was
Oh,
like, wait, yeah,
perfect. Good, good, good.
James
No,
in
I
here,
was
so-
I was just nervous because I was like, oh shit, I didn't hear any confirmation, and like, I
Yeah,
was
don't
like,
be,
okay.
don't be. Yeah,
No, but
you're
I
good.
was also kind of doing my own thing. Okay,
Awesome.
so one thing I wanted to confirm with you is, did you guys? I know I sent it as a movie, which is kind of stupid, but were you able
Yeah.
to strip the audio out of that?
Yes, a little bit of it. I have
So
it
ju-
here.
Okay.
So we probably can play a little bit of it.
I was
for
gonna
sure.
say I could also just text you the file, and then you could airdrop the audio file to yourself if that's easier.
Okay, let me listen to it right now just to make sure.
Because it should just
And-
be like a black video, but it's really the audio file. But for some reason, I couldn't edit I only have the long concert, and I just wanted to give you guys a portion of it. And I was trying to edit it on my phone, and it would only let me do it in iMovie, so I
Yeah,
had to
I don't think
export it.
Oh wow. Yep, it's
It'll be-
about it's about 4 minutes.
Yep.
Give or take. Yep. Okay, so that's perfect.
Is that
That's
too
perfect,
long?
Actually. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Oh,
man.
okay, okay,
Okay. Sweet. All right. Coming back in about a minute and a half.
okay, yeah, perfect. As long as you got all that ready to go, then I'm good.
Cool. Stand by.
Will do.
Also, James, do you have your camera on at all or no?
Oh, I can. Yeah. I just turned it off to save battery while I was waiting for y'all. Yep.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
In a
Sweet.
hotel. Should I do it this way or this way? Probably.
That's perfect. Yeah. If you can do it
Yeah,
that way.
that's better.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much. Looks like some swanky digs, man.
Yeah, I'm here in the hotel. Only the best on the state rate. State
That
PBS.
doesn't look too bad.
We're at the
Where-
Radisson, where our
Oh.
producer said that she thinks she saw some bug eggs in her bed.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I don't know if she thinks that that's bed bugs or what she thinks, but
10
she
seconds.
texted everybody in the group chat.
All right, we're coming right back.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's alright, it's alright.
And now, a guy who appreciates a nice hot meal at a fair price, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back. All right. So I just said it was still hot outside, and now here it is. It's like raining. I'm looking right out at State Street, and I'm going to be walking home in the rain. So there you go. I hope it cools things off, though. Hey, welcome back to Nite Lite. This is hour number 2. We are live from downtown Madison, broadcasting from Madison tonight and tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Kaylin Cole will be here in the studio performing, and we will be talking about some superstars, some cinematic sisterhood in Milwaukee, thanks to Milwaukee Film. Susan Kearns will be here, so another fun night. Tomorrow night, live from Madison. We just had a great conversation with Cat Rhapsody from Cat and the Hurricane. Very excited to see them. They're playing Pride Fests all around the state for the next week. Sheboygan, Oshkosh, and here in Madison on June 30th. Coming up at 7:20, Daryl Burnett will be here. He is the curator of the Green Bay Automobile Gallery. He's going to be live in studio here in Madison because he spends half of his week here. We'll talk movie cars and all kinds of fun stuff. Our question of the night, ladies and gentlemen, is it is National Onion Rings Day. What is your favorite side order? And Dom says applesauce, which is just weird enough.
It is just weird
Yeah.
enough. You have to always incorporate the cinnamon though. Always incorporate
Yeah,
the
okay.
cinnamon. That's the go-to. That's what really makes it.
It's a superfood, too.
It's a superfood.
Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
All right, mine is a baked potato, good old fashioned baked potato with. That's a side dish you could set your watch by. A baked potato with butter. I don't think you can be any more mainstream than that. Bridget from the 818 says roasted vegetables with a little goat cheese, corn on the cob in the summertime with butter and salt. Bridget is not afraid to fire up the grill and do some serious side. That's a great one too. We'll read your stream comments in just a bit. Right now, I want to get back to the show because a good pal of mine is going to join us for a few minutes here and tell us what he's working on. He is a Madisonian who has been here in the studio. I'd hoped to have him here this time, but he said, Pete, not only do I not like you, I don't like your show. No, he said, I'm out of town, but I would love to be on the show. So he joins us now on the stream, filmmaker and musician, singer, songwriter, James Runday. Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Where are you now?
I am in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Oh, La Crosse. I thought you were like way up north. Okay, so you're there on a
we are going. So like a poor, actually, I shouldn't even say this on the air. Like a poor PBS employee, I didn't look at the call sheet quite super well, and I didn't realize that Superior was actually tomorrow night. So tonight I'm only in La Crosse, but we're making the 4-hour trek up to Superior. ETA or ETD 1 o'clock tomorrow. Actually, the hotel is letting us extend our checkout time, so that's nice.
That's huge.
I shouldn't be saying that. I shouldn't be blabbing about that on the air. They told us to keep it on the down low.
And now everybody's gonna roll.
Yeah, now everybody at the Radisson La Crosse.
We heard PBS is getting late checkouts. You sons of guns.
Yeah.
Can you talk about what you're filming, or is this a new project?
Yeah, I can talk about it. We're just shooting. Actually, this is a good promotion. It's a good tie-in. We're shooting host segments for Wisconsin Life, which is a local favorite on PBS Wisconsin. It's our locally produced programs where features segments about people from all over the state doing really cool things and surprising things. I've learned so much. Just being a videographer on the show has taught me so much. But these aren't segments themselves. What we're shooting here in La Crosse, Superior tomorrow, and then Chippewa the following day is like the host. So the time you get with our host, Angela Fitzgerald, if you recognize the name, she, introduces the episode, and we go to a cool place each time, and she gets to experience stuff today, like fishing. She went fishing with the Hmong campers, which was really cool.
Listen, stop begging. I'll be on the show, okay? I just come out and ask it. We're friends.
About Wisconsin Life there. I'm like, I don't know. Actually, all of that, I'm not sure if all that's that's not PR language. We might have to snip this out.
All right, you just let us know, buddy. We'll take care of you.
No, I'm
I really wanted to have you on, though, to talk about, I know you have a new project in the works. I always look for an opportunity to talk about White and Lazy or Played Out. I'm a big fan of all of your work. So do you have a new film in the works?
Yeah, well, I have, a new film in the works, which I feel like is one that I've told you about before, which is the Alien movie told with only still images. That is going to come out. It is going to come out, ladies and gentlemen. I know nobody follows me, but if you've heard me talk about this movie. It will come out. It is being worked on, and it actually has a date in my head that I'm not going to announce on air, so I don't embarrass myself by exceeding it by a number of months or years. But it does have a clock in my head, so that means that it's going to get taken care of. So that film is really right now working title Connection, but if you've seen La Jetée, here's the elevator pitch. It's La Jetée with Ken Burns a little bit thrown in there. And then you also have maybe like film noir, something like Detour. I know you're a big film noir guy. I don't know if you know.
I do like film noir. I don't think I've seen Detour. In the first one you said, you're talking
top of the list.
All right, I'm putting it down right now. But what was the first one you said?
La Jetée.
You said that like
hardcore.
My listeners are pretty up on stuff, but when you drop La Jetée like it's Mission Impossible or something, you might lose them a little bit.
Qualified. Okay.
You've given me 2 films to watch.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, La Jetée is a really good one because so the first time I was exposed to La Jetée was in college film still photo class. They taught us how to use the darkroom and develop our own photos and stuff like that. And the professor showed us this movie, which I thought was cool because I was more of a movie guy. And I just thought, I'll pick up an elective and take this art class, right? And so he showed it. It totally blew my mind. It's about 45 minutes, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. It's kind of like a middle-length film. It's not really a real feature, and it's not really a real short. But it was told only in black and white still images, and it was kind of post-apocalyptic, and it had like a futuristic sort of, I mean, this is kind of in the Cold War, coming out of World War II and stuff, so people were obviously really freaked out about the nuclear bomb and the end of the world and all this kind of stuff. So it has sort of that gravitas to it, but it's all told in still images. It's very suspenseful.
Nice.
And it's like, I don't know why it's in French. I don't think the guy who made it's French. It's like made by some guy named Robert, like with a kind of an Anglo last name. So I don't know why.
He just wanted a sexier sounding name.
Yeah, because everything sounds better in
Lajete.
French.
I
Wisconsin
think
knows
so,
that
too.
well. I mean, how many French towns do we have? We just are like, oh yeah, we'll just keep that name. You know, it sounds good. The French had a way with their tongues, you know.
I agree. I love that. That's a great idea, though. I can't wait to see what you do, because every year I see, or for a lot of years in a row anyway,
Mhm.
you had something every year in the Wisconsin Film Festival, and I was kind of blown away by all of your stuff. Where can people see Played Out, if they can, and where can people see White and Lazy?
Great question, and thank you for keeping me on track.
Sure.
This is all viewable on YouTube for free. So honestly,
Nice.
that's the number one place people should go. Just give me a follow on YouTube. I haven't put out a video recently, but I have a few cooking. Actually, you know what else I should plug? So honestly, you know what I should be doing right now is, like, rather than projects that I'm working on, I am actively working on that Lajete inspired film called Connection. It's called Connection. I know it's kind of a bland title, but it's about like an electrical connection, a human connection, you know. So I have these stockpiles of footage. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Still? Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I heard an echo. So I have these like stockpiles of footage. Like, one of them is my camcorder from childhood. I shot all of the scratch offs, who you've played some of our tracks on air, and we're actually later going to hear a track from the scratch offs, my band.
Yeah.
So I recorded the whole first few years of the band history, like the real, you know, really when we first got going, first started touring and all that stuff, on my childhood high 8 camcorder. And so, you know, all the Zoomers nowadays love the stuff from the mid 90s to the mid aughts, and this camera fits, you know, right in there, and the look is nice and zeitgeisty, and the footage looks great. So I have all these funny, really, really, truly funny clips of us goofing off on the road and acting like fools and rocking and rolling. And I'm gonna start putting out little shorts of that, just because they're funny. And then another little stockpile of footage is, I took a road trip to California when I was 22, and in RV 2015. It was supposed to be a hip hop tour. I was just along for the ride, just to see what happened, and we broke down in the middle of nowhere, Illinois. Peru. Sorry if you live in Peru. I don't think anybody cares about Peru, Illinois on this show. But that town, boy, you know, so we were stuck down on I-39, like outside of St. Louis. We broke down and we were stuck for 3 days, 3 nights.
Oh, man.
4 days in the October. One of those nights we had to sleep on the side of the road, and we were freezing our, you know, what's off. And anyway, all of this is documented, like, very well, and actually quite painstakingly. And I'll say that the ending of this situation was that by the 4th day, it was so cold and everybody was so tired and fed up. And I had been working with this mechanic to try and get him to come out here and, you know, fix the RV. And he seemingly didn't know what the hell he was doing, because it never ended up running. It never got going. On the 3rd night, we cranked it. It didn't go. It sputtered a few times. It didn't go. 4th day, I sold it. He begged me not to. The mechanic was begging me not to sell it to his boss, but we sold it to the chop shop. So we hauled it in there for $2,000 clean cash, and the chop shop that we sold it to, or the mechanic, quote unquote, was attached to let's just say it was a big building with a large billboard that said XXX.
You have these great, like, almost Kerouacian type stories. Have you
That's
ever
all
thought
on
about...
camera, and it should be a documentary, right? Like, even just that little, I mean, it's interesting enough to take up 10 minutes of your time. It's like you're just watching these guys as, like, oh yeah, because the footage at the beginning is so, like, oh yeah, man, we're gonna light it up in LA, and then by the end it's like somebody shot the last time somebody had the gall, I guess, to shoot the last night when we were trying to start it for the last time, and everybody's huddled around the engine, and the car is, like, deconstructed You know, it's like the engine is exposed, the interior is ragged because we've like ripped apart every like possible fuse and every, you know what I mean? Everything is everywhere. And they're cranking the key to try and get it to go. And it sputters for such a brief minute. And everybody's like, come on, come on. And you just hear it go. And it never clicks. And it's devastating.
Oh, that's funny. My guest is James Runde. He is a Madison-based filmmaker and musician and the front man. I would say that's right for the Scratch House.
Yeah,
the front man.
So. I mean, now we have a front lady too, though. Aditi Devnath. Also at PBS Tie-In. Shout out to Aditi Devnath. She's a reporter on Here and Now, and does wonderful work. If you tune into PBS, honestly, a lot of listeners out there who tune into PBS Wisconsin probably are tuning into Here and Now on Friday evenings. If you are sick of the mainstream news, and if you're sick of just spin, and you're sick of like local news with like their 30-second slots and minute-long slots, seriously consider giving a look to PBS News, because I listen, folks, and I just started at PBS 2 years ago. I only just learned about this show from editing it. And once I was editing it, I was like, man, this is actually really good. You're giving me that cue. Why did Our House start coming in?
I just felt it was good background music for what you were saying. Hey, hold that thought. We are coming right back. We're coming right back with James Runde. We're going to hear some great tunes. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Our house in the middle of our street. Our house in the middle of our house in the middle of our street.
Welcome back. This is Nite Lite. I am Pete Schwaba. We are broadcasting live from rainy downtown Madison tonight. Great to have you with me. Our question of the night, in honor of National Onion Rings Day, is what is your favorite side order? And I'm about to ask that question to my current guest, who is a Madison-based, even though he is not in town right now, a Madison-based filmmaker and musician, James Runde. Do you have a favorite side order, James?
Favorite side order would probably have to be sweet potato fries.
Nice.
I'll also go for a side salad.
Okay.
And then, any other quirky side, you know what I mean, that isn't quite often on the menu.
I gotta ask, what about applesauce? Is that a good side? Would you like that?
I'll go for applesauce if it's like fall, and if it has
Okay.
lemon in it, or like
There we go.
Like, all right, okay, some warm applesauce, like cold applesauce in the summer, like with a cold packed lunch. Like, no, thank you, pass on that. But, I mean, I'll eat it in a pinch if it's the only thing available. But I'm still trying to get over baked potato being described as, quote, a side you can set your clock by.
It's just a good, when a guy orders a baked potato with butter, he's a good citizen. That's a guy that does not have shallow graves.
You had
He's
me
never
rolling
mistreated
in the waiting
women.
room with that one, sir. I was dying. I thought my mic was hot, and I was blowing your intro.
Well, wouldn't it kill you? We'll take laughs, James. What am I doing
Yeah,
here? Right?
yeah, get me on the laugh track. I have a distinct laugh.
Absolutely. All right. So you're also the front man, co-front man of the Scratch Offs, and you sent us a song. I want to hear that song. Tell us a little bit about it. What's it called, and how did this come to be? This creation.
Sure, I'll try and be as brief as possible. So, picking up with Aditi, basically Aditi from Here and Now, which is a great TV program, which it does not spin the news. Okay, that's the summation. She is now the bass player in the Scratch Offs.
Wow,
and we're a trio, and we kind of sound like Nirvana now, and more so. And actually, we sound like X or Hole, or kind of 90s, or like Roots of Punk, Ramones, kind of a mesh of all that. But prior to these days, prior to Aditi coming into the band, we had the original lineup of the band, which is what I was describing in that footage on the high 8 camcorder. And this was like more of your Rolling Stones of Madison vibe. You played our song, The Night Has to End. That's
a great song.
That's the original lineup. And we recorded all our records on 4-track tape, and we were kind of like analog only, and like record for super cheap and just give everybody a great show. So anyway, that version of the band ran its course. And then we played one last show so the guys left. Jacob left because he was going with his boyfriend to California. He moved in with his boyfriend, and now they're broke up. But I love Jacob. And then Justin had a kid. The drummer had a kid. So the band was breaking up. We staged one last show at a classic. If you've ever played in a punk band in Madison, or if you've ever been a punk band in the Midwest and you actually toured and were worth anything, you played Mickey's Tavern, I can guarantee you. And you set up your instruments on the floor. It's a one-room bar. It's loud. It's sweaty. Beer glasses are clinking, all that kind of stuff. And so what you folks are about to hear, the setup to this recording actually has been tied in so perfectly. I didn't even do this, Pete, but it's tied in so perfectly. Somehow fumbled my way to this. This was recorded on the said camcorder. So this is the camcorder audio of because I had somebody film on that camcorder our whole entire last show. So what you're about to hear is like a live album that's going to be released. And it will, if you follow us on Spotify, this will come out. You'll get access to the whole show. If you follow us on Bandcamp, you'll get access to the whole show. We'll put up YouTube clips of it too. But basically, it's a live album, but we're calling it Dead at Mickey's because normally it's live at Mickey's. But this one, because the band was breaking up, it's Dead at Mickey's. And there's some themes of death. I survived 3 open heart surgeries right around this time. So there's like themes of death and stuff like that in the material. So Dead at Mickey's.
All right.
This is the preview. This song is called Marie's Fish and Chicken Stand, which I've also played on your show, and is preceded by a short video clip of me and Justin explaining why we're here and where we're at.
All right, let's hear it. Fantastic.
We are embarking on a journey to play one more Scratch Off show in Madison, Wisconsin, as this formation of the band.
Hell yeah. We started here as open mic hosts. We ran sound here. It all comes back to Mickey's Tavern. We're in the background kicking it. You know, the decor has changed over the years. Actually, that's been way on back when Marie was just a girl. Stood at the hip of a ring on pearl. Pearl said, girl, won't you listen to me? I learned you might find Captain's recipe. Well, the years went by, curl up and die. At the next reunion, everybody cried, but not on account of her beauty or grace. They was missing old Pearl's fried chicken place.
Thank you so much, buddy.
No problem.
We're out
I
of
know
time,
you
but
probably
you
don't
got
have enough time.
No, next time I'm here, you're in. Awesome stuff, and we'll talk soon. That's James Runde, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming right back.
Thank you, James. Have a
Yeah,
good
no
rest of your night,
problem.
all right? Yep.
What?
All right. Have a great rest of your night, man.
Yeah, you too. Tell Pete thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, no problem. See you later,
Yeah.
man.
Bye.
Welcome back. Oh, yeah. It's just like one great music segment after another tonight. Cat and the Hurricane, James Ronde, Little Springsteen. We are barreling through a Monday night edition of Nite Lite, coming to you live from downtown Madison on, I'm still going to say it's a beautiful night. My current guest might might disagree with me. Folks, we better late than never. Daryl Burnett has made it here. Daryl is the Director of Curation and Preservation at the Green Bay Auto Gallery. However, he is live in studio here in Madison. I don't want people to think we're pulling a fast one on him here, but you are. Your job is in Green Bay. You're live with me in Madison tonight because you live down here part of the week. Daryl, welcome to Nite Lite.
Well, thanks so much, Pete, and I'm so honored. And by the way, Dominic, I think that's my new walk-up music.
New walk-up music.
No matter where I go, I want to be accompanied by that because
kidding.
that was truly beautiful, and I
Thank you.
loved it.
I'll make sure to send it over.
Everybody needs a little background music every once in a while. So you found the place. You got rained on, but you look fine. No one would ever know that. And we were sharing stories during the break about how I got caught in a torrential downpour once. I wasn't ready for this either. I got a 100-yard walk back to my hotel, and I'm going to get soaked.
Oh, the skies just opened up. But you know what? It's beautiful in the studio,
Absolutely.
and you're a beautiful guy. So what could be better than to spend the night with my friend Pete?
Well, spend the night. We got 2 segments here, buddy.
Two
Let's
segments,
not get crazy. I hope your wife finds the
I don't want
place
to get
too, so.
greedy on the segments. 2 will be fine, Pete.
Okay. Well, we had you for 3.
Right.
But and that happens with GPS. I remember it took me in a totally wrong, and I was like, there must be a road sign or something they didn't update. I don't know what it is. It doesn't
I don't
happen
know,
often,
but I was going around in circles, and anything you would like to know about the Capitol in downtown Madison, just ask me because I'm now a foremost expert.
You're like that scene in European Vacation, where they keep circling Big Ben and Parliament.
That's right.
Well, let's get to it. I'm excited to have you here, Daryl. And like I said, we'll do this again in Green Bay. It's so fun you could join me tonight in the studio in Madison. Tell us, for people, we are on statewide, tell us, for people in Northeast Wisconsin, but anyone else who wants a road trip to the Green Bay Automobile Gallery. What do you guys do there? What is it? Tell us all about it.
Well, it's a fabulous place. We're now in our 10th year. So our first official date was January 1st, 2016. And it was the vision of our founder, William Red Lewis, who had PDQ car washes, but also his big contribution was he invented, or was one of the inventors of the touchless car wash. And along the way, he did a lot of civic work, gave to great causes. And one day he was looking at his collection and said, we should do something for the community. And I have to tell you, Pete, 10 years ago, no one would have walked across the street to come to our building, or buildings now.
Wow.
And last year we had all 50 states and 37 countries represented at the gallery. So we see ourselves as a window to the world, in a matter of speaking.
Wow. Through automobiles.
Right.
Now, it's funny. I'm not a car guy necessarily. I do have a Maserati, but I drive very slowly.
Back up just a moment. You talk about bearing the lead. I'm not a car guy, but I've got this Maserati.
I don't have a Maserati. I'm really not a car guy, but everything that, something is a good museum when it's not necessarily your cup of tea, but it's fantastic. You guys have so many great exhibits. You got movie cars, you've got old Model Ts.
Yes.
Tell us for someone like me or other people out there who don't know a lot, who aren't car geeks, what would we gravitate towards there?
The Automobile Gallery and Event Center is more for people like you, Pete, than it is for the aficionados. We have 113 years represented, but I've often said this, and I really use this to drive me in my curation and preservation, and that is there are 2 things in life that define us more than anything else: cars and music. They will tell us at what point we were in our lives at a particular time. And I often, when I'm giving a speech, will ask, how many of you remember what you had for breakfast 2 days ago? Almost no one. Right. How many of you remember your first car?
Yeah.
Now, no matter how ratty it was, or if it had holes, it leaked, there's that beloved part of it. And that's what I really work toward. As I like to say, we have a 100-story building in downtown Green Bay, and we hope you enjoy every one of them.
That's great. What, are you a car guy?
I am.
Okay.
I was smitten when I was 7 years old. My father would get Popular Science magazine, and there was a section in every issue where it just featured new cars. And I memorized every model for years.
Oh, wow.
And that was really the start. And then obviously it got to a point where I could actually collect a few cars. And then how I wound up at the Automobile Gallery and Event Center was I ran some large events for charity over the years. And when our founder was getting up in age, and he's since passed away in 2021, I received a phone call from the president of the board saying, we think he would be the perfect person to take over. And it has been a wonderful run.
Wow.
I never thought at this point in my career that I would have such joy. And it really has been a joyous experience.
Is it a joyous experience because you've done other jobs, I'm sure, that brought money in that you liked, but now you're in this sweet spot where, oh my God, I love cars all my life. This is like a dream job, really.
It really is. My 94-year-old mother thinks that I sit and gaze out at cars all day long. That's not quite the case. It's a lot of hard work, but I use my relationships that I've developed over the last 40 years, Pete, to literally recruit cars from all over the nation. And we were talking off the air about your connection to Hollywood. Just the other day, Carsey Werner worked with me. We've been talking about this for a couple of years, but we have the Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser that was from the 70s show that's going to be coming to the gallery in perpetuity.
Oh, wow.
That's,
as it should, because that show was set in Wisconsin.
Set in Wisconsin. And so I never know what's going to be on the other end of the phone when each day starts. But again, we have cars from here to Texas, and we hope everyone comes out and takes a look, because if you saw something that you liked, a month later, something different will be in, because we will never get stale. That is a vow that I took early on, and it's really been a hallmark for us.
So what does that mean? You just keep you make the campus bigger so you can accommodate all the new things you obtain, the new cars?
That's part of it.
Okay.
And then we have 2 other facilities where we store cars. So we're always moving things out, moving things in, but we have special displays. In fact, one of the great ones right now, and I'm very proud of this, I worked on it for 7 years, we have the first James Bond collection in the history of the state of Wisconsin right now at the Automobile Gallery and Event Center. So you don't have to go to Germany. You don't have to go to London. You can come to Little Green Bay, Wisconsin, and see these original James Bond vehicles.
My guest is Daryl Burnett. He's the Director of Curation and Preservation at the Green Bay Automobile Gallery. A sweetheart gig for a lot of people, I would imagine. Tell us more. How does Green Bay, Wisconsin get a James Bond car? How much of your job went into tracking this down? Did it fall into your lap? How did that work?
It all boils down to one word: relationships.
Yeah.
Many of the collectors who share their vehicles with us typically would not, under any circumstances, either because of the value or because they just never let them out of their sight. So I sometimes spend years developing these relationships and trust. But something I'm really proud of, Pete, is when someone walks in our door, immediately there is an image of this is a clean place. It's a pristine environment. The people are nice. You're going to be thanked when you come in. You're going to be thanked while you're there, and you're going to be thanked when you leave. And there aren't a lot of places anymore where you can get that kind of nice feeling.
Right. How much does it cost to get in? And do you offer package? Like, are you hoping to draw everybody, or do you have a specific clientele you like to entertain at the museum?
All ages.
Okay.
Anyone who doesn't even have to be a car fan, as we talked earlier.
Yeah.
Anyone who is curious, and every vehicle has hopefully a well-written storyboard. I write all the storyboards, and they're written to entertain and educate instead of being stodgy like a lot of museums and different venues happen to be.
Right.
This is about having a good time, bringing a smile to someone's face. And I just build on that. And sometimes we do special displays. We'll do Shelby Mustangs, from all years, and then we'll turn it around and do something from the 30s. We'll bring Cords and Duesenbergs and things of that nature in. But whatever we do, we want to make sure it's worth the $15 they pay to get in. And of course,
that's not too bad.
Seniors and veterans pay less, but $15 gets you the James Bond collection. And not to make any disparaging marks, because I don't mean this at all, but where the James Bond collection came from, it was 6-7 times that to go in and see the same vehicles. So
why did they get rid of it, or what happened? They just needed the space, or
no,
what?
they're in demand all over the world. And in this particular case, they came from the Griffin Science and Industry building in Chicago. Their contract was up. Again, I had worked on this for 7 years. I happen to know the founder of the Ian Fleming Foundation for 21 years, 22 years. And I talked to Doug Redenius repeatedly saying, Doug, we need to make this happen. Well, they would be in London or they would be in Washington, D.C. or somewhere like that. And it just happened that everything fell into place. And after 7 years, Pete, everything came together in 8 days, including the shipment of these vehicles, the placement of the vehicles. And we opened on the Tuesday night of the NFL draft to a great reception at the Automobile Gallery.
Wow,
Event Center.
that's cool. So, all right. So what Bond movies would this type of car have been in?
All of them. We spanned Sean Connery to Daniel Craig.
Gosh.
And I will share this little nugget tomorrow. Now, obviously, this is going out statewide, and this will be on a podcast. But tomorrow, we're getting the Daniel Craig Aston Martin Vanquish at the gallery, and I have a verbal commitment for the Goldfinger James Bond DB5 to be coming in for our Brits on the Bay car show August 23rd. So your reaction is exactly what I go for on a daily basis. It's like, what can we do to put a smile on someone's face?
It's really impressive that this museum in Green Bay is getting all these incredible movie cars. I mean, it's a testament to you, I would assume, and you can toot your own horn, Daryl, but that's like, and we have a logging museum in Marinette. I don't even know where those logs come from. I don't know. There's no history behind them. But that's really impressive, Well,
thank you. I appreciate
you guys also
that.
host events.
Yes.
What kind of events can people have at the car gallery?
Any kind you like. We have over 200 events a year. And, we have everything from corporate events to parties to holiday parties to even celebrations of life. Because we've had several, and this touches my heart, Pete, people who've repeatedly come to the gallery. They loved being there. And when they pass away, that's what they want their last memory to be.
A funeral, basically.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wow.
I mean, not often, but enough that it really touches my heart.
Have you ever seen the movie Night Shift?
I have.
That's a great movie. And I love when the pimp, for lack of a better phrase, dies, and one of his girls says he wanted to be buried in his car. He says that to Henry Winkler, who runs the morgue, and he said, "We don't do that. You would have to talk to the family or the Department of Motor Vehicles."
By the way, being a comedian, that movie spawned one of the greatest one-liners
Oh.
in history. Do you know
Oh.
which one I'm talking about?
Nice frame.
Well, Michael Keaton
Keaton.
turns to Henry Winkler and says, "That Barney Rubble, what an actor."
All right, Daryl Burnett is here. We'll have a few more minutes with Daryl after a very short break. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got to wrap this thing up. We're coming right back. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Nite Lite. I am Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me for the last few minutes here. It is boring. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. Weather in Wisconsin. Chris Casper texted us while James Ronde was on, and I wish I would have seen this. He said, I've played Mickey's. Casper's he's like a radio renaissance guy.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
I don't care for him personally, but he's a really talented guy. Love Chris. Sorry, I wish I would have seen that earlier, Chris. Tom from New Berlin says, a side order of Pete's humor. Wow. Well, put that on the menu. I love it, Tom. Thank you. Steady Eddie, he's in the 608. He says, my favorite dish, Pete, like you, I like a good baked potato. At the Wisconsin State Fair, I always get the super duper oversized double deep fried twice baked potato with tons of butter and sour cream. Match that big old tater up with a couple 2-3 giant combo pork chops and a pint of Haagen-Dazs for dessert. You've got yourself a meal, my friend. Occasionally, I go a little light on butter and sour cream because I'm trying to eat healthy and watch my weight. Steady Eddie, he says, P.S. Applesauce is a side dish that's weirdly hilarious and ridiculous and probably unconstitutional. See you in court, Mr. Lee. Oh,
Whoa.
Steady Eddie means it.
Man.
I don't want to get you nervous or anything. Our final stream comments, Jim Denny says, sweet potato fries are the best, followed closely by mozzarella sticks, fried, of course. I think that's the only way to eat them. Terry Barr, wish I had seen this before, too. She says, love this interview and music with Kat. Terry, thank you so much for bringing Kat to us tonight. They were great. That was a really fun interview. And Terry Barr comes through, as always. I don't even know if I can read John's text. That seems a little obscene.
Wow, that's
I'm going to steer clear of that one.
quite
JB
wild.
Thompson, the guy behind the guy, says favorite side dish is steak fries. There is more, but I don't want to bore everyone. JB, what are we doing here? You never have to feel shy about sharing your favorite side dishes. Daryl Burnett is here. He is the director of curator and preservation at the Green Bay Automobile Gallery. He's live in studio, even though we're in Madison. Do you have a favorite side dish?
I do, but before I tell you what it is, I'm not beyond pandering. If Terry Barr is actually listening, Terry, I really would like to be your favorite guest, at least of the evening.
Wow.
So if there's anything I can do for you, just say the word. Now, back to your question, Pete. Yeah, my favorite side dish, baked potatoes really got me going. I love
It's a side
potatoes,
dish
right.
you can set your watch by.
Oh.
That guy's a good guy.
But, I needed a defibrillator just to hear you give that description of that potato.
Bad.
I mean, that you talk about a loaded baked potato. That was
Steady
loaded.
Eddie. He goes for shock value sometimes. and when I say clear, that's what I mean. So, all right, Daryl. So you have a history. Daryl runs this great automobile gallery up in Green Bay. You have to check it out. It's also an event center, and they host events, celebrations of life. I love that. It sounds like an amazing place just to visit, or do you have season passes or
Yes, we have single memberships, we have family memberships, grandparents memberships, and we have special events throughout the year too. We have Festa Italiana, where we bring in over $100 million of Italian cars just for one day. We have Oktoberfest, which is an equal German event, and we have Brits on the Bay coming up August 23rd, and we're going to have Ian Fleming Foundation members, authors of these definitive books on James Bond, coming in to spend time with our guests that day. And so it's going to be a tremendous season for us, and we hope everyone comes up and visits.
That sounds really spectacular. Tell us about, you've spent a substantial part of your life in Illinois and parts beyond. But you've spent a lot of time here in Wisconsin. How did that, you've had different gigs too, not just the automobile gallery. How do you like Wisconsin, and are you here to stay, Daryl?
I am. My wife and I, my wife Kelly, lovely wife Kelly, it's her birthday today, by the way.
Is that her out there?
We made the commitment. Yes,
Okay.
it is.
I just making sure. I don't want to get anybody in trouble here.
I have no groupies, so yes, that is my wife Kelly out
Not with that
in
attitude,
the lobby.
Daryl. Come on.
But we made the commitment to live in Wisconsin about 20 years ago. And
Nice.
as you say, I've lived all over the country. I mean, you know what it's like in show business. I was in broadcasting in Indianapolis, New York, loved all those places. But some of the best and lasting friendships I ever developed were in Green Bay, which is ultimately how I got back to Green Bay in this position, because people remembered me, and for good reasons, and and invited me back.
Not
and,
for being asked to leave a party with good reason. Yeah.
and I just love this state, and I'm totally devoted to trying to make it the best state we can possibly be. And that, that's not a political statement. It's actually a fact. This is our home.
That's great. And you did sports at WLUK.
I did.
In Green Bay. Was Rachel Manick there?
No, she was after me,
Okay.
but I know who Rachel is.
Yeah.
In fact, I just saw Rachel the other day, as a matter of fact. Yes. Well, I was there from 1981 through 85, and then I had a chance to go do play-by-play for the Colts in Indianapolis and be an Indy 500 pit reporter, and had some wonderful doors open to me.
gosh.
But they were open to me because of what I did in Green Bay, and Bart Starr became a mentor of mine and a dear friend. So
Wow.
I have some wonderful relationships that have helped me along the way.
Daryl, this has been so much fun having you here, and you have those golden pipes, man. You got to be like, if I were you, I would just walk around the museum and talk, and have people go, "Who's that guy?" This has been fun. Let's do this again, closer to home, maybe up in Green Bay.
What are you doing tomorrow, Pete? I'd be happy to come
I'm
back.
doing radio here, and darn the luck, we're booked for tomorrow night. No,
yeah, you are.
hopefully the weather will be drier next time whenever we have you.
I mean this seriously. I've done thousands and thousands of hours of broadcasting. You are as easy to be on the air with.
Oh, wow.
Instantly, we just fell right into this, and that's a testament to you.
I am really drunk. I have to be honest. That's my secret. You're very nice. Thank you very much. And thanks for
My
coming into the
pleasure.
studio. This is fun.
Thank you so much, Pete.
Tomorrow night, Kaylin Cole is rocking the studio. She'll be here live. And Cinematic Sisterhood, Milwaukee Film, Susan Kearns will be here. Another great show on Nite Lite. Tomorrow night, live from Madison. Thank you, Dom. Great job. Thank you to Cat Rhapsody. Thank you to Terry Barr. Thank you to Daryl Burnett and James Runde. We got to get out of here. On behalf of the lovable producer Conrad, who is not here, good night, Wisconsin.
Without your love.